Welcome to You Hate to Hear It, where each week we pick apart a song. At the end, we'll give our judgment and decide if this song truly deserves our vitriol or if we're just being mean.
I am Andrew.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Ryan.
All right. Good intro, guys. That was tight.
We're getting it.
This is kind of our second one that we've had our name. We've got our format figured out. We really have the style. We're just now still, though, there's still some things that we kind of need to work out. This is kind of a relatively new podcast. You know, when you have a child, you're raising it, and you need to correct things sometimes. There's things that you want them to cut it out, things that you want to emphasize and make them do more, and it's okay to give positive feedback. So, you know, you guys gave me some. So, Ryan, I have some little bit of feedback for you too. My name is Brian, and your name is Ryan. And I think that's going to be confusing for the listeners. So I was wondering if you would like to pick a new name.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just be George. Fuck it.
Oh, I was thinking something kind of more dark, like Damien.
I mean, what about just Rygar? I love Rygar.
Yeah, Rygar is Ryan's nickname that we've called him for God knows how long, based on a crappy Nintendo game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know if like Capcom's going to be coming after us for copyright claims on that.
I don't know.
You know, we're trying our best here not to get demonetized / sued, you know, before we even like put our first episode out.
Yep.
I don't know. You know what? I think people can just fucking deal with it.
They can just deal with it.
I listened to It Gets Weird, where it's hosted by Kyle and Niall. It's fine. And you know what? Both their voices sound very similar too. So it's like you just have to really dig in, listen to about 100 episodes, and then you're going to be fine with everything. And you want to be a stan like that anyways. Anyone who's listening to us these first few episodes, like you're here on the ground floor. How many podcasts have you two listened to from episode 1? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I usually start listening when they have like a special famous guest. So let's put that on our like goal chart.
There we go.
Maybe.
Yeah. So next week, tune back in when we have Patton Oswalt here to discuss.
Oh, okay. He's kind of known as like a music expert.
Oh, dude, he's a gimme for any podcast.
I was thinking maybe we could have Ed Sheeran on after, you know, we gave him a lot of press last week. There's no such thing as bad press. There's no such thing as bad publicity. He might come on and be like, yes, that's right, Ryan. Yeah, it's true. I really suck. I suck big time. I'm a total douche. You really called me out, and just want to get on the couch and just get some more lambasting. Wait, why does he sound like Ringo to me? That's not how he sounds.
But he's going to like pick his teeth with a Grammy. Oh, I think I have something in my front tooth right here. You're like,
just leaves it. I got lots of these. So you guys, I had kind of a bummer experience when I was driving home getting ready for the podcast, and I was like,
oh no.
I was like, maybe I'll just kind of vent a little bit in our BS session before
What's
we
up,
start.
Baby boy?
Well, I was driving on the highway home, and I saw a truck, and it was an exterminator truck, and the exterminator's company was called Mole Assassin. And I just got this vision in my head of Mole from Wind in the Willows having like Agent 47 sneak up behind him and with like that tight little piano wire thing that he's got. And it just really bummed me out. A Mole Assassin. Come on. There's got to be
All right.
a more ethical way.
Yeah,
I guess that's pretty sad. I was more of a Feifel guy, so I don't know. I can't really relate to mole assassinations.
Yeah, he lives through both of those movies. I think Feifel does. I think.
Yeah. I mean, I loved. Yeah, like what's the one? Yeah, that made me think of Fievel. Is it Fievel? Like goes west.
It's Fievel. Yeah.
Yeah. Fievel goes west.
Feifel.
No, it's okay. No. I wasn't sure if you were talking about something different, and it just reminded me of it, or if that was actually something. Like, what's the first Fievel movie? What's it called?
It's An American Tail.
An American Tail.
There it is.
Because mice have tails.
One. Yes, that's true.
And still to this day, my dad will sing the song. He'll be like, "There are no cats in America, and the streets are paved with cheese." That's a kind of a funny, like, interesting topic for only 80s animation had this stuff with like the rescuers and Fievel goes. The whole American Tail thing is they're coming to America to like escape the Russian Jewish pogroms, that were happening. So it's just like someone is like, oh, this genocide that would be kind of a cool topic for like a kids movie.
Yeah, but I mean, they did kind of slap.
They did.
No.
Oh, hey, speaking of bummer news, this is a note that was left on my car window, and it said, "An older gentleman driving a Dodge Caravan (parenthesis red) hit the back of your car. License number. Oh wait, no, I'm not actually
Put
going
him on
to say.
blast.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That
Come on.
But okay, so on a lighter note, that reminds me of one of my best friends in the entire world, best friend growing up. She was dating this guy for a while, and they would go do these fucking hilarious pranks. And one night they
Sexy
did
pranks?
a prank. What kind of pranks?
Were they sexy pranks?
They were not sexy pranks.
Ah.
No, these were legit. Yeah. So they would go into a parking lot, and they would put a note in someone's windshield and say, "Hey, I'm super sorry. I hit your car, but I don't have insurance right now. And I couldn't do anything about it." And then they would sit there in the bushes nearby and just watch these people like looking all over their car trying to find it. And of course they didn't find anything. They didn't actually hit the car. So it's a
my
relatively
God.
harmless prank, but like I feel like that's like
I would be so pissed if someone did that to me. What is this?
Yeah,
Candid
dude, that's called
camera?
emotional damages, and you can get money for that in court.
whatever snowflakes.
That story is just proof that, like, you know what you should do in high school? You should smoke weed. Kids need to be on drugs. Otherwise, they're going to be going around leaving dumb notes, pranking people. So that was a good BS session. I think there's more stories to be told about these great times known as the early 2000s. And this kind of brings us to the introduction of the song tonight. I picked the song. I did it. This one just kind of came out of the ether for me as like, thinking about like, what's a song that, we actually probably try to, one of us, in the format, of course, one of us brings a song to the group. It's usually a song that there's some element of it or the whole damn thing just really stuck in your craw, just upset you. It is a living nightmare that you maybe from a long time ago or maybe the recent past that kind of just really bothered you and you bring it to the group. And then sometimes like last week you'll have where you're like, see, this song is so deserving of all my hatred. And then you got an asshole like me who's just like, hey, it's a pretty cool song. I like Ed Sheeran's hair. He seems like a cool dude. I want to stand around and drink 1 million beers and have 1 million shots with him and crash my car into the lake.
And that's your right. And that's what makes this podcast so beautiful.
It is. But I don't know if I'm predicting a unanimous verdict on this one today. The song that we chose for today, that I chose, that we're doing is Hollaback Girl by Gwen Stefani from 2004. I lied last time and said it was 2002. Nobody got the next time quiz.
Yep. That's why I didn't get it.
Yeah, because you deleted it from your memory probably. Like a horrible childhood traumatic episode, you just like blanked it out. Do you guys have any like experience with this song? Do you like remember where you were when it came out? Because I kind of do.
No, I mean, luckily for me, 2004 was I would have been a like sophomore or junior in college, and
college boy over here.
I was just deep in like indie at that time. I was not listening to pop radio at all. Luckily, I think I missed out on a lot of like that early 2000s. There's a lot of bad music in that time. There's a lot of good music that I've gone back to and I do enjoy. But yeah, stuff like this, I'm sure that I heard it maybe somewhere. I definitely remember the bridge, the lovely bananas part, when I heard that, but otherwise, no. I'm not sure that I ever heard this song fully all the way through. And in some ways, that's what I'm most mad at you about, Brian, is I probably could have like bragged about never having heard the song. And now I've had to listen to it 3 times and I'm not happy about that. So
It is pretty ruinous, I gotta say. Like, I think I'm like developing a slight cold. Like,
It's like triggering your immune system,
yes.
like just listening.
Your white blood cell count just goes down every time you hear the song.
Yeah, just like Andrew, I think 2004, I was actually coming back from Los Angeles on a crazy post MTV musical stint and starting college again. And that was my People and Machines days. Andrew,
Oh yeah,
remember
I
those
definitely remember
glorious
those.
days of
Just
it was like an art collective / band of maybe 7 to 15 people at any given moment, all dressed up in costumes and playing shows at the co-op to a bunch of, DMT addled hippies. It was a lot of fun. And we were just so far into outsider art that like, I don't know if I even heard this song until like 2010 or something. You know what I mean? I was aware of the producer. Having seen him down in LA beforehand and really having that guy rub me the wrong way. But I don't know. Maybe I heard like a piece of this on a radio, like blasting by in somebody's car, but I was just so in the weeds of not messing with this song.
Mm-hmm. For me, well, like I was living in Argentina at the time, going to school there, studying Argentine literature, art, the Spanish language, history, all these things. But really what I wanted to do when I wasn't in school, which was basically, my school was an what's the best way to put this? A torture dungeon where political dissidents in the 70s and 80s had been taken. And then when the country kind of came out of their dictatorship and had like some better semblance of a democracy, all these big buildings that before had been, bad, nefarious things had been happening in them. And they changed it into a school. And my school was, my classroom that I was in pretty much 8 hours a day was in the basement.
Universidad de Desaparecidos.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then, and there's like a TGI McFunsters like type place that like is not too far from the school, where the school had like a welcome dinner. And then one of the teachers was just like, they used to torture and murder people here not too long ago. And now I'm sitting with Americans eating cheeseburgers. I was like, whoa, dark. But when I would come out of school, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go home and chill. And, they had TV. It's not a third world country. There was plenty of amenities. And they had MTV2, not MTV1. That was just for the good old US of A. But on MTV2, I would watch that to kind of get like a taste of home, because I was always I love living in the United States. I have a lot of problems with our country and our culture and everything like that. But when I was away, I was just like, oh man, I'm American. I'm just going to admit that about myself. And
amen, brother.
I missed the music, and so I was like, and I brought like a CD case and stuff, but like, after a while, the Marshall Mathers LP is just not enough to sustain you. So I was on the MTV2.
Oh, come on, man. You were listening to like the Blueprint and some dope
I definitely was. I brought the Black Album. Actually, I'm going to talk about that later. But this song came on, and I remember just being like, what the crap is this? Is this what's happening while I'm away? This like overproduced, like really just thoughtless pop trash. And that was what was there was American radio that you could listen to. And we were one time going to this place in La Pampa with a friend of my host mom's, and we were driving, and all of a sudden on the American radio, Gorillaz with Deltron came on.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, yes, finally, something good. Oh, this is great. And her shitty little skinny, like wannabe soccer player, rich boy son in the back of their like enormous Land Rover, he's just like, Mama, cambialo, like change it, like, and she just changed it immediately. I was like, oh, I really wanted to hear that song. Oh no,
Clint Eastwood.
It was sad, so, dude, yeah. And so this song, that's the stuck in my craw part for this. I was like, that was 3.5 minutes where I could have been in touch with my homeland in a time when I was lost and lonely. And who came on but Little Miss Gwen Stefani? So that's our.
I'm sorry.
kind of our in general personal feelings about Gwen Stefani, guys. Like she's the artist. I mean, I personally, I really liked No Doubt, and I liked their album Tragic Kingdom. I really like a lot of the music that is on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, me too. And even the album after, I forget the name. It had that song "Hey Baby," and like it,
That's
you know,
the one they recorded in Jamaica.
yeah, is that like you could tell they were progressing in a way that was they were leaving like the punk ska side of things, which was unfortunate because yeah, Tragic Kingdom it was a really amazing 90s album. I mean, I remember being so pissed when I found out later that one of my friends had seen No Doubt and Weezer like live on the same bill, and No
Wow.
Doubt was like opening for Weezer. And yeah, I wish I could have gone to that show. But yeah, but then to see Gwen Stefani, I mean, she just, it was like the writing was on the wall from the beginning, and she was too big for No Doubt, or she had other ideas for her life, and yeah, so she chose to go this way.
I thought No Doubt was the best part about her from day one. They actually like brought out the best of her capabilities. I listened to a little bit of the stuff before Tragic Kingdom, which honestly, that's the only thing I remember is that album hitting at that specific time in history with, the third wave ska or whatever you want to call it, ska punk. And like, they were just really trying a bunch of stuff. And that album just seemed to be hit at the exact perfect crest of the wave just to put them over. And, there's some infectious tunes in there, but did you guys ever see what was that movie the like Lonely Island Boys did? Pop Star Never Stop Not Stopping or something
I think
like
I
that?
might have caught that, yeah, on HBO maybe one day.
It's a silly ass movie, but like I feel like she's definitely someone who you can equate to that film so easily. You can really like relate her album. This is a lady whose album like has no direction.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even know what she was really doing or wanted. But she wanted to make an album. She knew that much. And like, I think, judging from some of the lyrics of some of her other songs, she's kind of just like baldly saying like, well, I got this record deal for like $1 million. I better like make some songs. Maybe I'll talk about the clothes I like.
I was going to say like, when kind of reading about this album, that was definitely one of the things, like I read the Pitchfork review from 2004 of this album and just saying how it is unabashedly promoting her new line of clothing and just like, it's almost like it's just a marketing piece. It's not that like an artistic expression. And I mean, kind of going back to the Tragic Kingdom and like the early No Doubt days, one of the things I loved about Gwen Stefani, for me, I was 12 or 13 when that album came out, is like there's some serious, like amazing feminist vibes in that album that I had never really heard before. I mean, songs like Just a Girl, Spiderwebs, even Don't Speak are songs that they're not love songs. They're songs about, I mean, empowerment, about suppression, about, stalkers and like toxic relationships and things like that. And I remember, just kind of feeling like it was a breath of fresh air because it wasn't that cliche love song kind of thing. It was something new. And I think that, apart from her stage presence and her voice and things like that, I feel like that was really her power in those early days.
Just to push back a little bit though, like this was the same time I was rolling with some ladies who were listening to like Alanis Morissette. Tori Amos. And like I feel like those were some serious Lilith Fair going like female empowerment lyrics.
Yes.
That kind of, kick some ass and like actually had people crying.
Absolutely. Yeah. I guess I'm saying more because I was deep in the punk scene at the time when like the No Doubt thing. Okay. And I mean, there's a great history and, common thread of feminism and a lot of those same things in punk music, but just, I feel like Gwen Stefani, expressed it in a new way.
Yeah, dude, I think so too. Like, I mean, here's we have, a woman. She's like a Southern Californian. She's blonde. She dresses like a Southern Californian. She doesn't really fit into the mold of the Alanis Morissettes, of the Liz Phair. She kind of was, but she wrote all those songs. They're definitely intended to be like poppy, poppy tracks, and that album did really well. And I think like she's someone that like really understands like how to like commercialize herself. I think like her voice when she actually sings, which I think is a big problem with this song, she's not doing the thing that she does best, which is she's actually a great singer. So yeah, born in California, 1969. Later, after she graduates, they got the 1995 breakout album. That's our third studio album, Tragic Kingdom. She's in the band with her boyfriend, and they break up, but the band stays together. And then a lot of these songs that she's writing are like about their breakup. So that must have been fun.
That's good fuel for the fire.
Yeah, that must have been fun for him. He's like, oh shit, I'm getting totally put on blast.
Yeah, when he saw those checks coming in every month, I'm sure he's like, oh shit, I'm getting put on
Yeah.
blast.
Oh, he could handle it. That makes the pain go away.
Yeah, real quick.
Then this song comes off the album Love, Angel, Music, Baby. Periods between all those words, guys. And it spells lamb, like the animal. And that is also the name of her clothing brand, which she's wearing, of course. And like you said, she's wearing in all these music videos. And she's like, flexing her, some awesome things that you can buy, like cell phone accessories at the time. Little like jingly things that hang off your cell phone. Yeah. She had that belt buckle. I don't know if you noticed the belt buckle that she's wearing that's like 9 inches wide. You could get that from Lamb. You could definitely get that beanie that she's wearing. I'm like, oh yeah, known for her awesome, super cool, long blonde hair. Let's put her in a beanie for like 75% of this.
Yeah, gross. What about the cool piano keys for a ring? Can you buy that?
Oh yeah, that's on Lamb. That's lamb.com, dude.
Sick. I would buy that. The Harajuku girl was rocking that. Was that Baby maybe?
That could have been Baby. It could have been Angel.
Yeah, probably Angel. They gave her a lot of play, let's be fair.
Yeah, I'd half wanted to find the Kuku Harajuku cartoon that Gwen Stefani kind of produced with another Japanese television station about the Harajuku girls. So apparently they have their own little cartoon where they're like the brats, like doing their going around beating up cereal boxes or whatever the Harajuku girls do.
That's kind of cute. I don't know where we're gonna really like slot those ladies into this conversation, but I did try to go around finding stuff on them, and like, for as cool as they are, there's surprisingly not a lot of info out there.
No, but that's part of their appeal, Ryan. They're so mysterious.
Yeah, I guess
what's going on with these Harajuku girls? They're secret superheroes or something.
Something like that, or they're just kind of like tucked away as like a project to boost Gwen Stefani's product line, and like they're kind of an afterthought otherwise.
Yeah, well, let's go down this rabbit hole, because this is actually something that kind of got her in a little bit of trouble. Because if you go through her album, if you go through her publicity at the time, the Harajuku girls, they were like her entourage, right? So Baby, she was obviously Johnny Drama. Angel was Turtle.
How dare you?
Sorry, Baby. I didn't mean to do you like that. No.
Johnny Drama was the oldest, and Baby was the youngest.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
She was more like a turtle.
Yeah,
like
more like a turtle. Yeah.
She's totally a turtle. She was like, she's out scoring the dope and like meat. So she got in a little bit of trouble. Because in 2004, the term like cultural appropriation was not being thrown around a lot. Neither was the term weeb, which I think she kind of comes off as a little bit, even though I think I'll say that she had to comment on this, right? Because people are like, what's up with you and like this kind of Japanese like clique Harajuku girls, and you going to like places like Yokohama and like trying to like imitate some of that fashion. And she's like, she says, that was my Japanese influence. And that was a culture that was so rich with tradition, yet so futuristic, with so much attention to art and detail and discipline. And it was fascinating to me. She visited Harajuku as an adult, and she referred to herself as a super fan of Japanese culture, aka a weeaboo. In the same interview, Stefani commented that she was Japanese and identifies not with Japan's culture, but also with the Hispanic and Latinx communities of Anaheim, California. Her comments have garnered criticism of cultural appropriation, with interviews and writers clarifying that Stefani, who is Irish American and Italian American, is not Japanese.
I don't know. There's a weird double standard there, especially nowadays where you can really identify as what you want to be. If it, makes you feel comfortable in this world, she doesn't have to be, what her heritage dictates. She's just a stan. I think she actually threw in the UK as well in another interview.
It's a citizen of the world.
Exactly. And all these fucking haters out there making, a mountain out of a molehill. You go over to Japan, they honestly don't give a shit about this controversy. They have a term for it over there called porikore, which is a portmanteau that basically means political correctness. And they're just like, yeah, this is just some fucking porikore shit that's going on in the media. We do not care.
She is bulletproof. Like,
you got to give it up to her. She is very unapologetic about her stance on this. She's never backtracked once.
And I mean, aside from saying that she is Japanese, okay, that part I was like, all right, don't, let's not say that.
She's also insane.
That is a crazy thing to say. And at the end of this interview, I would just like to add, I am Japanese. Goodbye, mic drop. She, in their No Doubt days, she would wear an Indian bindi, like a jewel that you kind of put on your forehead. It's an Indian traditional.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that.
And people gave her shit for that. But
why does that feel a little bit more racist?
I don't know. I know exactly what you mean. Another cool thing about Gwen Stefani, she was named after a waitress in the 1968 novel Airport, which also was made into a movie and then spoofed in the movie Airplane, which I think is pretty funny.
Wait, so does that mean her parents named her after that, or is that like a nom du rock and roll?
No, her middle name is Renee, so she's Gwen Renee Stefani. She didn't really change her name. She's like, Gwen Stefani, my name kicks ass. I'm ready to be a rock star.
Hell yeah.
So do you guys?
That is a good name.
Do you guys want to get into the song? We got any other things to say? I mean, the one important thing about this song is it's the first pop song that ever got 1 million downloads.
Oh, wow.
So this
on
is
what platform? Would that be like Napster or?
I think in just could it have been iTunes maybe?
Maybe 2004 maybe.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know if iTunes. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we were rocking iPods and mini iPods and shit like that back then.
It's true.
It must have been just like the beginning of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure that there was a lot of stuff back because 2002 when I remember doing Napster and stuff when I was in like 2002, and there was definitely stuff getting 1 million downloads back then. So, yeah, music and otherwise.
Oh yeah, I used to be really into some short films I would watch on the internet.
Is it Icebox or whatever? The Homestar Runner?
Yes, Homestar Runner. Yes.
These were short films that you'd like scan through a lot to find just the part that you wanted to watch and watch it again. You usually needed to have a box of Kleenex with you when you watched them.
They were so sad. Such sad shorts.
Some of the YouTube comments from this also show you who her fan base was. So Gwen Stefani now is like 53. She's 35 at the time that she makes this song. 35 is maybe too old to like go to high school and like have like an impromptu courtyard party. But so it's a lot of the YouTube comments, which were very positive, of course, are like, hey, I listen to this when I'm getting my kids ready for school. Like, this mom loves Gwen Stefani. I'm just like, all right, yeah, go, mom power, Yeah. One guy wrote, this song makes me want to ask my teacher if she did her homework. Okay, thanks, dude. And then back in the day, when the dirty version of a song included the word shit, some twerking, and a banana. The 2000s. And then Adam Koob writes, R.I.P. Gwen Stefani. I can't believe she's gone. So, where are you getting your news? She's fine.
Yes. That one fucking takes the cake. What a winner.
This guy just going on to every artist page and being like, rest in peace. Rest.
I think now that is a prank I can actually get behind and support.
Yeah, if I hadn't been doing some major research, I would have been like, what? Go to Twitter. Nope, she's fine. Married twice, Gavin Rossdale of Bush fame, the
yeah.
only band named after pubic hair.
Glycerin.
What is glycerine? Is that like for a rash?
Yeah,
I thought it was like for like a heart condition or something.
Oh, okay. Well, people need
Or
their.
maybe that's nitroglycerin.
yeah,
that
you're
you
thinking
take.
of Glycerin is just it's a sugar alcohol basically. It's kind of a natural sweetener that's derived from. It's like a byproduct. They use it in body care products and in
Vapes.
food products. Like it's super innocuous. It's not hurting anyone.
The very thing that you're sucking on right now, Brian.
Oh,
exactly.
no.
It's probably glycerin based.
Edit that out.
Yeah. Don't let the days go by.
No, without sucking on glycerine.
Yeah.
She then went on to be a judge on The Voice, which is I think a really dumb singing show that I fucking hate, and because mostly
what a on again off again relationship she has to that show though. Did you kind of see the flip flop? Like it seems like every year she get hired on, then the next year she's gone, the next year she's back on again.
yeah, she took Nick Jonas's chair one time. I think like Nick, get out of there. Let the queen of stadium anthems sit in the chair today. Then she was on, and then the one guy who was on forever, Blake Shelton. Then he says, "I won the ultimate prize on The Voice. I don't think anybody had a bigger win than I did," because he married Gwen Stefani in July of 2021.
Oh wow.
Wow, what a cool way to talk about your wife. She's such a prize that I won. That guy seems like a friggin' asshole.
He does.
But so does Gavin Rossdale in his own way, just not like a hillbilly.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the last thing you heard about Gavin? I feel like he's been out of the limelight, just living probably a better life.
I think the last thing I heard about Gavin Rossdale was that he broke up with Gwen Stefani.
Good on him.
Yep. So I loved Bush actually back in the day. I thought they were a good 90s alt rock band. That's like quintessential alt rock to me. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
And
God, we listened to such different shit in the 90s.
but it was just on the radio, you know? It's just like whatever was on, you got to have it on.
Yeah.
On K Rock or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. NRK here in Portland, which is, by the way, where we are. Not sure if we've actually said that yet, but
We are a Portland podcast with one big outstretching like gerrymandered branch going over to
somewhere undisclosed, a location underground.
yes,
deep in Ryan's bunker, where he just can just cook up a big pot of hate for all these great songs.
And methamphetamines.
Which this song could have used a shot of meth because it just feels so. Let's start our song review. This song feels out of gas just right from the beginning. She starts her music video, and Ryan, I educated you today on this by saying he looks at the Harajuku girls and being like, "That's so kawaii," which is not referring to the island,
Which they are not from.
No,
Which got me.
no,
but that means cool in Japanese kind of slang.
okay,
Well, that's cool. She knows some words. Good on her.
Oh God, yeah. She's Japanese, as she said. The idea behind the song, right, is that she wanted to make this stadium anthem that people would play at sports games. Like the song that in the lyrics of the song, she even says like, "Another one bites the dust," and then they play a little bit of the riff from "Another One Bites the Dust" on the synthesized horns.
Which is crazy because she's really biting off of "We Will Rock You," right?
Yeah.
yes,
So like she's just like even mixing those like influences, which just I don't know, really hurts my brain.
This is a gumbo.
yeah. I mean, just get your Metallica songs straight already. Like, if you're gonna rip a song, just pick a
I would
lane.
just at that point I think a little bit of hubris is well deserved. She's like, I want to stand with the giants. I want to stand with Queen. I want to stand with those guys that made that song. Na 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 na. Hey. Which is whenever that song comes on, if I'm at a sporting event, I'm just always like, God, this song fucking sucks. Hey.
Yeah.
That's, I got to do a little research about that song because now I want to know, is that a song that's just made for like stadiums or is that actually a song? I think that's just a fucking
Yeah,
stadium
I think
song.
it's from a pep band
Yeah.
that made that.
Totally a pep band song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. The Pep Shop Boys.
Of course, now it's Seven Nation Army.
Seven Nation Army is the big stadium anthem, and I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what Jack White had in mind when he wrote that song. He's like, play.
I'm sure. Yeah, building his
Fuck.
Tesla coil in his basement. He's like,
Yeah.
I really want to like make a sports anthem.
Yeah, I hope they play this at minor league baseball games. That song kicks ass, but then in the context, you're like, I don't know, what the fuck are we doing here? Taking the white stripes and making them this stadium anthem. People are like eating hot dogs and getting drunk and watching football and listening to the white stripes is kind of funny to me.
Hey, better than the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
Or Hollaback Girl. Like, I've been to a fair amount of Blazer games and I never have heard this song. And so like, I definitely think it's pretty safe to say that Gwen Stefani did not succeed at
No,
her
this
goal
is a
when it came to
failure.
this. And I mean, especially because like, if she's trying to make a stadium anthem's got to go somewhere. Like this song doesn't go
literally
anywhere.
just stay in do 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 do.
Yep.
And a huge sin of having the stomp stomp clap kind of beat, and then when you have instrumentation come in, it's acoustic.
Yeah.
That's never gonna play. I mean, it's like
Well,
it's a cool Neptune style Pharrell bullshit,
Right.
Minimalist beat. And like, to be fair, it kind of caught my ear a little bit. I was like, well, that's like unique, but that's not something you're gonna be, hollering between bites of a corn dog, ever.
Bam. The idea that in this is the time when I think Missy Misdemeanor Elliott also had a song that came out around the same time, and other groups are doing this too, where they would have like the Southern style like marching band with like really like amazing musicians and like drumline style drummers like kind of come out in their music videos or join them on stage at live performances like at MTV Music Awards. I think like they had like a big marching band like come out, and these drumline dudes are like totally killing it, and the big tubas are like playing and like they're dancing with the tubas, and it's all like super cool.
It's all like
And then-
Lil Jon, Two Step, New Orleans, like that era, sort of like drawing that influence.
And I think I really like that.
Yeah, that part's dope.
Like 2 years earlier, the movie Drumline, Nick Cannon, came out in 2002. So like that
it
might
to
have something.
Andrew.
No, I know. I mean, like, no, like seriously though,
The
like that
drum
might have something to
movie.
do with it. Because like,
Yeah.
I mean, like that movie was actually good. Like I was in marching band in high school. Like, and that movie does a fair amount of justice to the tension. And I mean, there's a great, amazing history of drum lines and marching bands in Black culture that I think that movie actually did a pretty good job with.
Okay.
Aside, but
I think
going
besides
back to-
Fievel, I think we've disagreed on our choices of movies across the board, or at least I have not onboarded anything you've recommended so far.
yeah,
Andrew,
and so-
I think that's a great movie.
Yeah. My standards for movies are much lower than my standards for music. I will thoroughly enjoy a horrible movie. But something else I think that really deserves to be said about this song, is so this song came out. Hollaback Girl comes out in 2004. 1 year earlier, so I was kind of doing a little bit of research into Pharrell Williams because
Pharrell.
I like Pharrell. Pharrell Williams?
Yeah, I believe
Pretty
it's
sure
pronounced Farrell.
Yeah,
He's like, hello, Gwen, I'm Farrell.
Farrell. I live in the wild.
Oh yeah, that's a word.
Yeah. So he's made a lot of tracks that I thoroughly do enjoy. Like, what's the fucking song with Daft Punk? That song is amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he was actually the producer on All Right by Kendrick Lamar, the song that like became the anthem of the Black Lives Matter protest. Like,
Great song.
yeah, great song. Absolutely. So on the Pitchfork list of the top 30 best Pharrell songs, this song came in at number 26. So pretty,
Wow,
pretty
30 under
far
30.
back in line.
Still made it. though.
Yeah. I mean, it still made it because I think
Sales.
they just kind of had to put it on there. Maybe, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Was it
sales.
top 50? You said or top
30,
30?
Yeah.
dude.
Top 30. Top
Okay,
30.
that's a
So-
lot of songs.
So it barely snuck in. Yeah. The number one song on that list came out a year earlier. Can anybody name what that song might be?
Was that the Clips?
No.
I
Here,
got
I'll go. Yeah. So it was Milkshake.
Oh
And-
shit.
Oh no.
The second that I learned that, I was like, oh wait, Hollaback Girl sounds exactly like Milkshake. And like if you played them side by side, they're almost the same tempo. They have very similar choruses, but Milkshake is like just a better song.
Yeah.
And it was that song hit, that song caught on, everything like that. So I think that really like Hollaback Girl is like the year-old dregs in Pharrell's mind that he's like scraping the bong trying to like, you know, smoke the resin from his Milkshake era.
Uh-huh.
And this is what we get.
And her
is-
lyrics
yeah,
are basically
like,
the backwash of that song as well. You know, this song came together as almost an afterthought for both of them. Pharrell just like kind of pleaded with her when she was taken off after they'd already recorded, I guess, the rest of the album. He's like, hang out. Let's do one more. Let's just do one more.
Maybe we should put like a good song on this album. I've had luck with that before.
Oh my God. Dude.
Let's try one more time. That's like when you're shooting hoops and it's just like, all right, when I'm gonna make one and then I'll go home.
Yeah.
And you just like keep bricking.
All right, sun's going down. Got to make one. Got to make one here. I did see for this song, if you want to talk inspiration for lyric writing, if you want to call it that, quote unquote inspiration.
Oh yeah, the story behind the music with Ryan.
Yeah,
Reeves.
bow, bow, bow. This is a diss track in the mind of Gwen Stefani to
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love from the band we all love, Hole.
Oh man.
Also known as the wife of Kurt Cobain, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it was probably she was high as tits on heroin, just like gave some offhanded remark to a interviewer about how Gwen Stefani was just bubble gum.
She called her a cheerleader. What a diss. And she was like, Courtney Love was like, like if rock and roll is like a high school, man, like I'm I'm not like a Gwen Stefani. I'm not like a cheerleader or whatever. Like I'd be like at the dugout, like smoking, just like, God, fucking, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Man, did you guys ever see that that documentary where the guy basically accuses her of hiring El Bucho to kill Kurt Cobain?
Oh, wow.
It is something to watch, man. I think it's called Soaked in Bleach. Go ahead and check out that documentary. It starts off as just like a documentary about Nirvana, then ends with him like getting escorted out of like a speaking engagement of Courtney Love by just screaming like, "You killed him! You killed him!"
Wow. I mean, hey, we were all thinking it, dude. I think she killed him kind of the more old-fashioned way by just like being mean,
wearing him down. Yeah.
Like, because she seems like a very unpleasant person. And if this song is the representation of the schoolyard fight between Gwen Stefani and Courtney Love, I'm on Gwen Stefani's side, even though her diss track is pretty much the worst I've ever heard. If you want to get into the lyrics, what this song hits you with its theme right off the bat with the first lyric. This is my shit. This is my feces. This song is shit. This is dog shit. This sucks. The whole idea of the diss track, and then she does this little like imaginary thing based on that one comment that stoned Courtney Love said to her. She's like, yeah, it is like a high school. And you know what? We'll make a video in a high school, and me, a 35-year-old woman, I'll be hanging out with a bunch of high school kids in high school, and I'll be a high school cheerleader in high school.
I guess in the branding and marketization fight, Gwen Stefani definitely wins. In just like a street brawl, though, you know Courtney Love's gonna curb stomp this bitch.
Oh my God. Yeah, I heard she killed a guy.
Yeah, dude. Oh.
Okay.
Few times I've been around that track. It's not going to happen like that because I ain't no Hollaback Girl. And then what does a 40-year-old dad do? You know, how many years too late am I? This is 2004. It's 2023 right now. I go Google, what is a Hollaback Girl? And Google luckily had just a great, very easy to digest definition for me. It goes, the first result is Wiktionary, Hollaback Girl, a promiscuous woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, got it. Okay, that I kind of almost figured out on my own.
See, this is where it like kind of fucks me up. Okay, so a few times she's been around that track, and you'll notice in the music video too, she's doing the wipe your nose gesture, which, you know, if like you're into gang signs, which is like, yo, the ops are near. Like it just it makes me feel like she's talking about being a hooker on the track. I don't think that's what she means, but
she does do that a lot. And I was just like, is that kind of the thing like where you're by yourself and no one's around and you scratch your butt and then you just kind of like smell your finger?
Dude.
I mean, and then go and immediately wash your hands.
I mean, it makes sense. And that makes more sense in the context of what was happening otherwise, because she loves her own brand. So she's just soaking it up.
Oh my God. Put that on the lamb shop.
Yeah, right.
And then
to Stefani.
And then, you know, repeat, she's not a Hollaback Girl. Okay, like, I believe you. Are your lyrics going to have anything to do with you, like, just kind of standing up to being like slut-shamed and, like, saying I'm not like that? No, they do not. This is a dropped line that we'll go back to this Hollaback Girl a lot, this refrain a lot. But when the verse starts, this is really where the song starts to have some trouble. If you've ever seen My Fair Lady with Rex Harrison, which is kind of an old musical movie, Rex Harrison is like a great English actor, and he's gets his job in a musical, but he can't sing. So what does he do? He's just like, I will talk and sing. I can do anything. I don't have to make a melody. I can talk and sing. Do you want to go outside? Do you want to have some tea? I am not really singing. Like, you're like, okay, like that's a good way for you to get around. And she's singing through this whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it does kind of sound like Khalees, except Khalees has style, verve, zhuzh, zazz, pizzazz, all that shit, and an incredible amount of sex appeal, which I think, and you know what, I'm of two minds about Gwen Stefani. Like, I find her to be, like, she's obviously a very beautiful woman, and she wears some skimpy outfits in this thing, but it's not a horny music video, and none of her work is really that like, oh, take a look at me, like with a lot of flesh on display, which is kind of like what a lot of music nowadays is kind of all about.
And once again, this is a diss track. This isn't a fuck track.
Yeah. And I think I like that. I think that's a good way to go. I mean, I love the fuck track. I love Take My Milkshake. I'm like, the milkshake metaphor, Khalees, I get. Milkshake is sex. I understand. Let's you know what? I'm going to call up the box and put $2 down and let's see that music video again.
Mm-hmm. Even to like put my thing down, flip it and reverse it with like wearing the garbage bag costume, like that was
talking about
hot as fuck.
Talking about sex in like kind of a cool, fun way. This one talks about the most generic bullshit ever. I heard that you were talking shit and you didn't think that I would hear it. People hear you talking like that, getting everybody fired up. So I'm ready to attack, gonna lead the pack, gonna get a touchdown, gonna take you out. That right? Put your pom-poms down, getting everybody fired up. Like, what? These are bad.
Yeah, Grandpa, go to bed. The sun is down. You're confused.
I'm gonna lead the pack. I'm gonna get a touchdown. She's gonna take her out. Put your pom-poms down. But she dresses like a cheerleader for half the music video. Are we saying that she is or she isn't the cheerleader? Is she owning the cheerleader image?
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, for sure.
she's at the same time saying that she's not. So she's denying it in her terrible lyrics while she is owning it visually. It's a real juxtaposition.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that the cheerleader and the Hollaback Girl go hand in hand, so to say. Like, she can be the cheerleader without being the Hollaback Girl.
Cheerleader in the streets.
That Courtney Love is saying that she is. And she's saying, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to like beat you up under the bleachers. But there's no like, I don't know, there's no violence there besides the wiping her nose. In fact, there's that super sexy moment where they're all like on the basketball floor and they're just like fucking like hip thrusting.
Oh, that's a great move. That was I was like, you guys should do that one a couple more times.
It definitely burned its way into my brain.
But it's also just like a dope like dance move. And a lot of the dancing was like kind of cool and interesting in the music video, but just the song just weighs it down. And when you're asking her to like essentially rap, and she just like is doing like such a bad job. She can really sing.
Yeah.
You completely underutilized her.
Mm-hmm. To bring it back to that, it's her best asset. It's her voice.
She wants to meet you under the bleachers. So she goes, so that's right, dude. Meet me at the bleachers. No principals, no student teachers. I like the idea of being like, no student teachers, guys. That will fuck up the whole game if the student teachers come out. Oh, you mean the like non-paid college kids that like are getting their first taste of high school? If I was a student teacher, like, Brian, go break up the fight between Gwen Stefani and Courtney Love out under the bleachers, I'd be like, I'm gonna go home. I got other shit. This is not my thing.
Dude, that reminds me of the student teacher when we were in high school, who like filled in for Mrs. Vitus in our chem class, and I caught him doing Tai Chi while smoking a cigarette on the fucking baseball diamond. It's like,
dude,
who are these
what
people
a legend
that they find and bring into our school? Like, how much vetting is going on here?
They get fingerprinted. I know that. A little bit of a background
we got that
check.
going at least. Like, yeah, there's at least like a cursory sex offender registry search going on. But
yeah,
they can really let their freak flag fly otherwise.
Dude, little cigarette smoking and Tai Chi never hurt anybody. This music video could have used some Tai Chi.
True, actually.
If we're gonna co-opt other cultures, let's co-opt some more stuff. The Harajuku girls are giving it their all throughout the music video, though. They are like...
And I think that's the best part. Yeah, that's like their artistry is like the hip thrust. Let's go. One of them came up with that move. And that's the thing that sticks with me.
It was a cool move. Because it's actually edgy. It's actually edgy at all. There's nothing edgy at all about this whole thing.
Otherwise, no. But like her letting those ladies have some sort of agency in the song actually like lets it fly a little bit.
And then we get to what must have felt at the moment like have you ever been like, I don't know, really tired or maybe under the influence of something, and you get an idea and you're like, this is great, what a great idea. I'll spell out the word bananas as like a cheerleading rally. Like it for me falls flat. I'm like, bananas. Okay. It's bananas how Pharrell like that he could make shit that I really like and then make something like this.
Nope. Not appealing.
No, but it's
oh yes.
Oh my god. Oh
very
my god,
good.
That was good. Well done. My sides are splitting.
No.
I just slapped my kneecap right off of my leg and it hit the wall.
Holy shit, dude. That almost passed me by, honestly. Jesus.
Yeah, we gotta stop.
But that's the part that I do remember. Like, maybe I wasn't familiar with the song, but like whatever it was about it got like caught up in the flotsam and jetsam of the cultural zeitgeist, and that BANANAS definitely got into my head somehow from like, I don't even know what third party of, watching a TV show or like another artist talk about it. But that's the part I know about this song. I think when you were doing the quiz last week, that's the part that I fucking recited, not knowing
You were able to
Anything
come up
else.
with that. Yeah, but not the rest of this because this is utterly forgettable and unappealing.
So I might argue that is the best part of the song
Mhm.
is her taking that theme of the school chant, like spelling out a, defense or whatever, but in fruit form in this case. And like it really worked. And like it's that like lowest common denominator. Somehow that meme can just spread across the globe.
Yeah, teenagers at the time were like, "Hey, I like bananas. I like this song. I slipped on a banana peel." The
Oh,
the
it's literally the low hanging fruit.
yeah.
Get 'em.
Ding ding ding.
Jesus.
Oh,
Is this I don't know if this is the part to add right now, but like I just saw another review. It's just a perfect little poll from Eric Greenwood, and he called the song moronic and embarrassingly tuneless.
Oh, God, it is tuneless, isn't it?
yes.
Da-
That is
da-
a-
da- 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 da-
yeah.
da- da- da-
And,
da-
like-
da- 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 da.
Yeah, like I do think that this song could have been redeemed. I'm surprised that like Pharrell didn't see something that was obviously very much lacking in this. Like if it would have built into something bigger, if there would have been some more of a climax or like even like a wall of sound type moment or something in the second half, like it could have kind of redeemed itself. Like the emptiness, I like songs that have that great kind of emptiness in them and then they build into something. This song just didn't go anywhere. It was so boring. Like it's one of those 3-minute songs where like I'm looking at the like progression of it every 15 seconds. Like how much more of this do I have to listen to?
Oh,
Wait,
God.
Really? It's only been another 12 seconds? Like fuck. So
It was just
Truly.
it's just that repetitive nothing. And that's just kind of what it boils down to. Just like a big nothing sandwich with like a fart on the side for your trouble.
yeah.
Which is reflective of the whole album as well. If you listen to any of the other songs, it's really the same theme being played out over and over. She doesn't have anything to say.
She's got a lot to say on the Christmas album that she does with Blake Shelton, and a lot of it has to do with Merry Christmas and have a good Christmas.
Yeah.
And so that message is timeless for us Christmas celebrants out there.
Yeah.
That Christ is a deep well to draw from.
Oh yeah, you got Christmas, you got Easter. Maybe she'll do an Easter album. I hope she nails it.
Yeah, there's always room in my heart for another white cis couple to put out a great Christmas album. Like, it's
Amen,
just,
baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Just take my money, take it.
Well, I am kind of a big fan of, not to listen to, but just the idea of the songs of like fucking on Christmas. Like the Christmas, like, now that the kids are put to bed, put on your Mrs. Santa little pajamas, and we're fucking on Christmas.
Dude, whatever. I want to hear Lil Nas X make a fucking Christmas album.
That guy would kill it.
I think that shit would slam.
In just some like Santa bondage gear. That
go,
guy has awesome fashion sense too. So before we move on, this is our final judgment, our final verdicts. So did we like it? Did anyone change their mind about the song? Andrew, why don't you go first?
Oh yeah, I mean we've totally changed my mind. Absolutely. Like this is probably one of the best songs of the last 50 years. Like no, absolutely not. This song is it's going to be hard to reach a low like this, I feel like, for a little while. This is a very good pick, Brian. This song definitely I'm going to give this a solid 0.5 out of 10.
Okay.
So
that is strong, and I am going to. I'll go next. I am going to complete. Actually, no.
I think you should go last. This is your choice.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think you've kind of phoned it in with this song, Brian. This is just an easy win for you because there's no way we're gonna come back around to liking this in any way, shape, or form. I think personally, did I like it? No. Do I like the Harajuku Girls? Absolutely. Baby is awesome. Her story is rad. She almost got kicked out of America and never came back, but like she made that shit work. But regardless, this song is much like the work that Gwen Stefani has gotten done on her face as of late. It has taken something that was once unique and special and very beautiful and just turned it into a plastic, bland, commercially edible piece of shit that anybody can eat and not complain about.
Well, anybody but us.
Hell yeah.
The true heroes standing against the tides and the slings and arrows of pop trash from whatever decade you want. And I think,
am I canceled yet?
No. We actually have to have listeners before that happens.
Okay.
So no, did I like it? No. Did it change my mind? No. I hated the song. I hated the 3.5 minutes of my life that it wasted in 2004 when I was living in Argentina, and I could have been at an asado listening to some fucking cumbia instead, which is some of the most repetitive music on earth, but still has way more heart, soul, sex appeal, originality, and awesome lyrics. This has none of the above. This is a song that made me mad. I cringed at the music video, and I hate it. Hooray!
Hooray!
We did it, guys.
Woo!
Also, in the music video, they go into a grocery store, and she karate kicks a box of cereal and then throws it on the floor. What the fuck, lady? Who's gonna clean that shit up? It's your problem.
And Pharrell's face the whole time. You know what? There's a real fine line between loving yourself, which I approve of, and just being a narcissist piece of shit, which I believe is his problem.
He comes across as such a smug asshole. And his song Happy is another one that I think maybe it's a future episode because I fucking hate that shit too. This song is just like, this one and Happy are a match made in You Hate to Hear It heaven. So
that's gonna be a fun fight because I might actually have to fight on the side of Angels for that song.
Oh yeah, because you're like a big Minions guy, right? You can't see it in the background. Ryan has like a minion, a couple nude minions. Like one of the minions smelling their own finger.
Exactly. Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
Minions love bananas. This song is mostly about bananas. Whoa, the Pharrell Happy Minion Gwen Stefani connection, man. Connect the dots. It's like loose change. It was all there for us to see.
Just
The Illuminati's been programming us, bro.
I think we're gonna have to mention loose change in every episode, just at some point.
That'll get us put on a list.
Yeah, we're really just gonna gain viewership from that.
Man.
This is all getting cut.
Okay, good. I don't want to be on a list. It was an inside job. Bush knocked down the towers. We are now into that fun part of the podcast where we get to actually talk about stuff that we actually like. And these are going to be our kind of songs that we recommend. Songs that have maybe a similar vibe, but do it better. Like, is there a better stadium anthem than Hollaback Girl? I think we have decided today that probably, yes, there is. So I am going to, you know what? My normal, because of the Zoom windows, I was going to throw it to Andrew. But Ryan, guess what? You get to go first on songs that you recommend. Is there a song that you feel like is going to do this?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like I'm a great place to start right now because I'm going to be the palate cleanser. I'm going to actually take it very far left on the diagram here from where we have been. If you are concerned at all about cultural appropriation and want to actually get a little deeper into artists from Japan who are doing some shit, I suggest you go check out Lord of Cobra featuring Killville by Yokai Jaki. He's basically like the Japanese Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Okay.
With like some like crazy kind of lo-fi like chiptune trap. And I am fucking digging his vibe on this. It's just like him and one other homie in like a shitty ass apartment taking bong rips. And it's nasty. And it's a total palate cleanse from what we've been listening to.
Hell yeah. Dude, that sounds tight.
They're doing some shit that's definitely different and a little more of the time. And, you know, it's not Harajuku, but like it is diametrically opposed to the shit you just had to listen to if you have been listening along to the tracks before listening to our podcast.
And we don't recommend that you do that.
Yeah. It's bad for your health, dude. We need a fucking warning label slapped on this shit.
People fucking love it, though. People love Hollaback Girl, not us. Andrew, do you got a song you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, I mean, both Gwen Stefani and Pharrell Williams, we've talked about them throughout this episode. So, I mean, I would go, I mean, if you want better Gwen Stefani, just go back and listen to No Doubt. Really, like, it's that simple. Just go back, give Tragic Kingdom a listen if you haven't listened to it for a while. It's a fantastic album. For Pharrell Williams, I have a real soft spot for, you can still find it on YouTube. Go watch the live performance of Get Lucky from the Grammys. He's got Daft Punk up on there on stage. He's got Nils, I can't think of his name, but like the classic, like famous guitar player, not Nils Lofgren, but Nils Lundgren or something like that. I mean,
Nils Lundgren, yeah.
Yeah.
Lofgren, sorry.
Lofgren, thank you. Nils Lofgren. He did guitar on Let's Dance by David Bowie. He did guitar on Super Freak. He's just all over the place, and that performance is so much fun to watch. The only thing that's really annoying about it is Steven Tyler making a total fucking asshole of himself. They like keep cutting to him, and he's just such an idiot. But
God, hate that guy.
The performance itself, I think, is a really great moment in kind of recent pop, Emmy, just a fun song. But then otherwise, thinking of 2004 when this album came out, it came out a year later, but it was recorded in 2004. I would just say go and listen to my personal favorite band, Broken Social Scene, recorded their self-titled album in 2004. It came out in 2005. And just if you want to, if you're really down about the music that was being made, because I was looking through the rest of the Billboard Hot 100 from 2004, and it's bad. Like it is very, it's Linkin Park and Maroon 5 and just a lot of really, really bad music. Hoobastank. I mean, it's very bad. And so,
Careful.
Just lost the Hoobastank fans.
Shit. Broken Social Scene, self-titled album, definitely not their best album, but still an amazing work of post-rock. Yeah, Ryan knows what's up about this.
Good.
So good. And so, yeah, go give that a listen, and your faith in early 2000s humanity will be somewhat restored. So.
Yeah, I think I had kind of the same idea as you, like thinking about that time, and like a song that kind of almost has like a similar, like the similar bones, but just done like in like a way better, more authentic way that I was kind of listening to around this time in my life too was 99 Problems by Jay-Z, produced by Rick Rubin. Like the beat, the like there, it is sparse, and like what is there is really strong though. The lyrics, if you want to like kind of try to create an image of like who the performer is or who kind of their character is that they play in their songs and their lyrics, like Jay-Z is the master of that. Like it is so much more exciting. It's so much cooler. The storytelling is amazing. The beat is friggin' fantastic, even though there's like not a bridge. There's nothing that like the beat just kind of repeats but it does it in a way that is like absolutely genius, thanks to Rick Rubin, who produced his Black album. And that one just, for me, like had 99 problems, but ain't one. Well, I can say bitch, I guess, but a bitch ain't one. Like, that shit is so hard and edgy, and it is a banana. This song is like the Kirk Cameron of songs, like the banana. You know how that guy like got on TV and was like, banana's a proof that God exists, right? Because a banana, hey, it comes in its own wrapper. God has already packaged the banana for us, and it even comes with its own timer. When it's bright yellow, that means God's telling you it's time to eat this banana. And also, the banana curves in your hand towards your mouth. That's God's way of telling you you should eat this banana.
That's even worse than the eyeball argument. Holy shit, dude.
That guy.
Did not know that. Well, thank you for educating me there.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Also, to Yes and the Jay-Z as well. Like, go check out the Gray album, which is the mashup with Beatles tracks, which are amazing. Or just go listen to 99 Problems, the taping of him in the booth doing his basically his verse, like him and the cops speaking to each other. It's like he takes on personas, like just like the flip of a switch. Like there's no 2-take Jakes on that. It's just him one take going back and forth, and it's perfect. It's flawless.
Amen. So, guys, we're into plugs. If we can, maybe just a short little thing Ryan, you kind of plugged a cool new indie artist, like a guy that I definitely want to check out. Anything else to plug, or maybe something personal that you are working on that you want other people to check out?
Yeah. Right now I am working on the beginning of a script for a new comic book called The Last Party on Planet Earth. It's probably going to be in fits and starts, just little like 4-page minis that will eventually accrue into full issues. So if you're illustrator out there, or a letterer, or any kind of colorist or flatter, whatever, if you love comic books and want to start collabing on, I'm calling it basically the Invisibles at Burning Man. So it's got that kind of vibe to it. It's going to be weird and wild. But if that's you and want to work on some comics, hit me up at lastpartyonplanetearth@gmail.com, and I'd be super down to work with you. And I pay a fair wage, and just looking for some cool people to work on.
Hell yeah, dude! Good luck in that venture. I'm excited about it. I saw some of that on that you shared with me on Google Drive. It seems really cool.
Hell yeah.
Andrew, anything that you're working on? You playing any music? Anything cool you're excited about?
Oh boy. I mean, really, all I can say right now is I'm expecting my second child soon. So no. Yeah. I am working on house projects and getting ready for all of that. So no, I'm just excited to check out Ryan's comic ventures and enjoy the little bit of sleep that I'm getting right now.
So you're gonna have your second kid. That means that you've had sex at least 2 times. So you're kind of the Hollaback Girl of this podcast.
Absolutely.
Getting busy.
Yes. Yeah.
Congratulations, Andrew. We are all excited about the upcoming birth of your new bebe.
Absolutely.
Do you guys want to talk about what's coming up next time? I believe it's going to be Andrew's turn to pick the song.
That's right. This next time it is my choice, and I'm gonna bring it back to present day for this one, and just give a little clue. I kept hearing about this band. I had never really heard it before, but then I heard that they were going to be on SNL, so they were on Saturday Night Live. In this current season, and I saw it, and I was super excited because I personally have seen some really great music on SNL. I've seen some great performances over the years. And so I was like, cool, I've heard good things about this band. And I watched it, and it was so bad and so horrible. So that's all I'm going to say. It's a band, and they were recently on SNL, and we will talk more about them next time.
I got no clue, man. Past my bedtime.
Yeah. I'm going to guess it's Vampire Weekend.
I don't think are they still around? Although what's really funny is I was considering doing Vampire Weekend for next week, but I thought it was just a little too similar era to Hollaback Girl, so we'll save that one for a later episode, because I do have some Vampire Weekend hate in me as well. So,
love it.
Yeah.
Right on.
But yeah, of course.
So Andrew, where can they find us?
Yeah, if anybody out there does want to get in touch with us, you can easily get in touch with us on Twitter at YHTHI Podcast. That's You Hate to Hear It. YHTHI Podcast. Or send us your question, comment, your own feedback at yhthi.podcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
And yeah, aside from that, thank you so much for tuning in this week. I am Andrew.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Brian. Thanks you all for listening.